Hey, here's another devotion download, and this one is from March 2nd. So, I believe that this devotion is for anyone who needs encouragement to trust God and the path that He has for you, and just a brief reminder of who you are in Him. So, when I was journaling with God, He showed me a vision. I saw cement squares, like steps that were lined up in grass, like you see in a lot of houses. And then I saw myself taking both feet and going from step to step. So, like, like left foot, right foot in a step, left foot, right foot in a step. And I was just going. And I was following that path of those steps. And this is what he told me. He said, "It is you making the effort and creating momentum to go in the right direction." And I think just with that sentence will portray for anyone, you guys in your own life. It is you, only you, that can make you do something. You have to decide to follow the path that God has for you, to follow the straight and narrow. You know that saying, you can't help people that don't want to help themselves. And you can't change people. Only God changes people. So this is what else he said. He said, "You are taking the instructions I have given to you, and you are taking the steps to follow and honor those instructions." God has told me in my life, cut out this from your life, cut out that from your life. And once you do each thing he tells you to do, you'll get closer to him, and you'll feel more joy, more peace, more love. Everything will be better, and you're honoring him. So he said, each step you're getting closer to me, closer to where you want to be. I personally want to just continue to get closer and closer to the Lord, and I want to be on fire for him. And for those that have those same desires, just keep taking each step by step to get closer to him and to live more for him. He says, "The best you is always waiting in my presence." Patience builds faith. And I know it's tough when you want something and you're praying for something and it just is not happening. But that waiting period, the patience that you need for, is just going to increase your faith once that thing happens, once that question gets answered, once that healing takes place. Your faith is just going to skyrocket and be filled up again, and you're going to look back at that waiting period and see where God was working things out. And he says, patience builds pressure for my waiting presence and his will to explode and it to be unleashed. So as you're waiting on the Lord, he will come through and he will make it happen in his timing, because his timing is perfect. He says, "You are above and not beneath. You are alive and not dead." He said, you can't have a relationship with me if you choose to live in sin. Sin equals consequence. And the sentences that I've read, I've highlighted throughout everything he said, because I just wanted to hit the main sentences, the main points that I really felt stuck. And so many people think that living in sin, hey, that's what everybody else is doing, I'm just following the world. That's not going to end up good for you. Any sin equals consequence, and just because you might steal, maybe that your consequence, someone then steals from you. It doesn't always happen that way. Your consequence can be further down the road. You could be sinning for several years, fornicating for several years, and then 10 years later, then you get that, you reap that seed that you sown of that sin. So I just want to encourage you again with that one sentence he said, that the best you is always waiting in my presence. Whenever I haven't spent time with God every day, if I go a day or a couple days without journaling with him and worshiping him and spending time with him, I'm irritable, I'm grumpy, I'm not as giving, I'm impatient. And so when I get in his presence, he fills up my spirit, because my spirit is starved. You always have to keep your spirit filled and filled on him. Keep your spirit cup full, because once your cup is full and then it's overflowing, then you can help others and you can be a blessing to others. So thanks for watching. Have a great day.